Hello, I'm Dr. Cy Powell, the Rogue Gynecologist and founder of Balanced to Bloom program, which was created to help women. I'm also a lifestyle medicine expert, and I wanted today to give a shout out to Cynthia Thurlow on her May 2019 TEDx Greenville talk. She talked about intermittent fasting. Yay, my power tool. And if you really want to get into the nitty gritty science about intermittent fasting, because that's my little pet love, is the details of science. But I have another channel on YouTube through Bold Brave Media TV and YouTube, and my Balanced Living episode number 3 on August 21st, 2021 is the place to go if you want more information about fasting. Today, I wanted to kind of talk about fasting and thank Cynthia because I consider fasting to be my power tool. This channel is conversations with the Rogue Gynecologist on health and wellness and well-being for women. I'd like to say that the channel is really about how to live a disease-free life for up to 100 years without dementia by taking back control of your health through diet and lifestyle changes. So for this going forward, 3 points I'd like to cover today. Brief. Intermittent fasting, the debunking the one compartment, the body is a bank, calories in, calories out theory, and then number 3, how to get started. How can you get started with intermittent fasting? So let's plow on, and I will tell you that what is intermittent fasting? People think of fasting as starvation. Not true. Basically, fasting is not eating, no food intake. And we fast every day of our lives because when you are sleeping, guess what? You're not eating, you are fasting. And that's the power, healing power of and repair power of sleeping because you are not eating and the body has a chance to turn off all the mechanisms for keeping you running and going through the day, heal, get rid of old cells, bring in new cells and new proteins. That's what we do when we're fasting. So that's the power benefit of fasting. So we are basically in 2 states, a fed state and a fasted state. And what we're going to talk about today is the benefits of that fasted state. So first, in order to do that, I have to debunk this myth of that we use energy, our body uses energy by calories in, calories out. Like there's one place that all the calories go and we get to marshal that and use it up as we need it. That's just simply not true. And that's why we have this rampant obesity epidemic and the epidemic of chronic diseases because we've got that wrong. And I imagine that when you visited your physicians, you got told the same thing that I got told. Eat less, move more. Well, that implies this whole calories in, calories out, and all of the weight loss programs are about calorie counting and calorie restricting, and that's just plain and simple wrong. And that's why it has been ineffective in changing the statistics about obesity and chronic diseases in this country. And one of the things that I'd like to share with you is that we are a 2-compartment entity. So we have a kind of look at it like the refrigerator and the freezer for storing our energy. We live in 2 states, as I said, the fed state and the fasted state. When we're in the fed state, as soon as you eat, insulin comes out, and that is to store. Insulin is a fat storage messenger hormone, and obesity and chronic disease is not a calorie problem, it is a hormonal problem, and the main hormone is that guy insulin. So when you eat, insulin says, whatever you don't use immediately, it stores. And the first place it stores all sugars is in the liver. That's the refrigerator. That's upstairs in the kitchen. That's easy to access. You can get it whenever you want it. The second place that it stores excess calories, because the liver can only hold a certain amount, is in the fat cells, almost lost it, fat cells in your body. That's the freezer. You got to go all the way downstairs into the basement. It's harder to access. It's a lot more to do, but it can be accessed. But here's the key. You can only access the freezer extra energy after you've used up, to a certain degree, the refrigerator source of your energy. That's where all your sugar and glycogen is stored. Sugar is an easier source of energy to burn, and it is what needs to be done first before you can go after the fat. So that's key to understand, that, which is why we are having trouble losing weight in this country, because we have been encouraged to eat all the time. We've totally forgotten about the power of fasting. So that's the biggest piece take home. And if you need more detailed information, please check out my Bold Brave Media TV and YouTube channel, Balanced Living and Optimal Aging, August 21st, 2021 episode, because I had completed a 4-day fast, and I shared some of the insights and positive benefits from that. But the beginning of that channel video, I talk in detail about the 2 compartments and exactly why fasting is of benefit. So how do you get started? Do you just stop eating? And what does that entail? It's yes. The answer to that is you just stop eating. But what you have to understand is that it's not just what you eat, but there's a much more powerful body control mechanisms about when you eat and the timing of your food. So what fasting is, it's a time-restricted eating tool. I call it my power tool for weight loss, because it really is for weight loss and optimal health. I start all of my coaching clients on the basic 16 hours of fasting window to an 8-hour eating window. We do not have to eat every single minute of the day. As a matter of fact, that does us more harm than good. It doesn't allow our bodies to rest. It doesn't allow our bodies to use up the energy that was stored for our use. That's what it's for. That's part of our survival mechanisms, our famine protection protocol, because without food, we can live and survive for a pretty long while because of stored energy that the body has put there for that purpose. It's why we know we can live without water for days. We can live without food for weeks. We don't live too long without the old oxygen, right? That's something that we all are critically aware of. But for food, fasting is not starving, because you are retraining your body to use the second energy source, fat, instead of the easier energy source, glucose. That's the magic. And the 16-8 window is easy to do, because what it effectively does is, if you stopped eating at 7 p.m. at night, whatever time you go to bed, when you wake up 7 a.m., that's 12 hours. You have fasted, because you've stopped at 7. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. You fasted for 12 hours. You need to go 4 more before you break that fast. So that whole adage of gotta have breakfast, that's true. They just don't point out the when to have breakfast. And the when is allow 16 hours of fasting and then an 8-hour window to eat, and leave it at that. If you do that, you will see weight loss. You will feel better, even without tweaking the quality of the foods that you're eating. I encourage you to do both, but when you're starting out, baby steps, do one thing at a time. 3 tips for starting your fasting. Pre-fasting, try to minimize your carb intake so you don't have that much to use instead of burning fat. And it will diminish the cravings that you have. During the fast, you can drink coffee, unsweetened, no sugar, remember. Bone broth, major help for fasting, gives you a little bit of protein without triggering a big insulin output. And you can drink herbal teas, again, unsweetened. So, and water. Don't forget the water. Almost forgot. Water, especially water and lemon, awesome. So when that's during the fast to help you get through the initial tummy rumbles and things like that that do happen. Post-fast, when you break your fast, it's also key that you try to use healthy fats and protein to break your fast. So the whole time, what you're doing is retraining your body to burn fat instead of sugar. And as long as your insulin level is low, which it will be if you're not eating, then you are fat burning. And that's the simple, straightforward tool that you can use. It's free. You can use it any place, anytime, so there's flexibility, and it can fit into whatever schedule you have. I've had clients that said I had to fly to X Chicago, and so I decided to fast because there's no food in the airport, there's no food out there that I need to healthily break my fast. So while I'm fasting, that takes away that burden of what do I get to eat? What's healthy? You don't have to worry about that. So you can put fasting, it's free, it's flexible, and it's easy to stop or start. You can do it whenever you like. So I think that this is a powerful tool that you should learn to use. And let me ask you, what have you tried to do for your health journey, for your weight loss journey, to come off medications if you're on medicines for diabetes or hypertension? Have you tried fasting before? So put some comments below. This is a conversation. Share and turn on, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Share and like. And I have a website, balancetobloom.com, balancetobloom.com, that you can find me on my About Dr. Sai page. Check out my free ebook, The 3 Biggest Mistakes. It kind of helps debunk some of the stuff that, medicine has been incorrect for such a long time, and that is why we still have all this chronic disease burden, my goodness, and as well as obesity. So check out my website, balancetobloom.com. Go to the Dr. Sai, About Dr. Sai page, and click on and get my free ebook, The 3 Biggest Mistakes That People Make. And please like and share. Please tune in to my Bold Brave TV and YouTube Balanced Living and Optimal Aging channel that I do every Saturday at 1 p.m. So going forward, I want to hear from you. Like and share. This is Dr. Sai, the Rogue Gynecologist, and I look forward to talking to you in the future. Take care. Thank you.